Hi, it's Amanda from Fun Hands-On Learning. In this video, you're going to see many activities working on alphabet letter recognition. These are activities that I've been doing with my 3-year-old. Now, if you've been watching my channel for a while now, you know that I am a homeschool mom to 7 children, and I was a former elementary school teacher. Well, these activities I'm doing with my 3-year-old, and he has special needs. He has Down syndrome. So you're going to see many letter recognition activities that we've been doing just to kind of have fun. Some of these activities we have already done together, and some of them are going to be for in future weeks. I hope you enjoy this video, and let me know in the comments below if you have any questions.
Hey friends, first thing I want to show you here today are the alphabet mats. We've had these for years and years. I made them a long time ago. By the way, any of these activities that you see, I will try to remember to leave a link below in the description box on YouTube to all of these activities so you can get them off my website. All right, these are our alphabet mats, and we've used them for years and years. You can see sometimes we've used them for tracing with dry erase markers, but for the most part, we've been using them with our Play-Doh. So we roll the Play-Doh out, and he makes the letters on the mat. Loves this, loves to squish the Play-Doh, and then we talk about A, apple, alligator. So that's a great one. Another thing you can do with these alphabet mats, and you're going to see this as kind of a repetitious type thing that we do, is I really love to use the Montessori method of matching. So I would give him his letters. So for example, here's a set of letters. These are letters from an alphabet puzzle. And then I would lay out 3 letters. I'm not going to give him a whole lot of choices, but I'm going to lay out three different letters, ones that maybe I know he knows, and then I'm going to say, okay, let's put the A on the A. Let's put the A on the A. Which one's A? And then he has to take the A and place it on the A. It's just a matching type activity. It's a Montessori type activity, and I love that. So that's another thing we can do with these mats besides just using them and rolling out the Play-Doh, which he does like to do. He loves to roll out the Play-Doh, and he doesn't really know how to do it. He just kind of mashes it, and then I just put it in the form of the letter. So what you want to do with this activity is you want to have either magnetic letters like the ones that I have here. This is a set of magnetic letters. Or you want to use other kind of letters. This set is a set of letters from a puzzle. So they're wooden. They're from a wooden puzzle. Okay, so you could use a set like that. Or I also have my alphabet bean bags, which are really great for preschoolers because they are really big and the kids can get their hands in there easily and use those. So what the kids would do then is, they would make the letters. So this is going to be Z for zebra, Z. And then they're going to, place the letters on the mat. Let me show you with my puzzle pieces over here that I have. So, for example, they are going to use Z. Place the capital Z and the small z. Z for zebra, Z. So they would fill these in with the letters. Now, I noticed when we were using these that these are not exactly ideal for him yet. Because we're not doing the sounds yet, it was hard for him to match them up because I had to tell him what letter and then we had to find it and put it on. So I made a new set of these, and I'm going to show you. So these are great for a preschooler who is working on letter sounds, so that a preschooler who would know that turtle is T, and then they could make the T. Or sun is S, and they could make the sun. But he doesn't know that yet. He's just working on recognizing the letters. So let me show you what I made. I decided to make this, and I haven't laminated it yet, so we haven't used it yet, but it's almost the exact same thing, except it has the letter in the squares, And I made them traceable, so it has little dots so that when the kids get older, if they want to use this to trace their letters, it can be a tracing activity. It can also be a matching activity. So this is called Alphabet Match and Trace. You can get this separately on my website, or you can also get this in the Ultimate Preschool bundle. If you already own that bundle, then this is in there already, and you can download it for free if you already own it. I will leave links below to everything. All right, so what I would have him do with this then is he would take one of the letters, and this is just a lot more perfect for him. He would take one, and then I would give him a set of letters. So here's another set of letters. This is another set of magnetic letters. These ones are nice and colorful, and they have magnets on the back. Okay, so for this one we would say E. E. E is for elephant. E. E. And then he would go ahead and match up his letters just like that. E. E. Okay, then when he does that one, we would take the next card out, and we would do, you know, F or whatever letter we were going to do. I still have to laminate these, so they're in the bag. They come with the direction page, and I always print my direction pages on label paper. I cut them out and then I stick them onto the bag, so I always have my directions with me and I always know what's in the bag. So yes, that's how I would have him do this, and then as he gets a little bit older, I might give him markers and he could go ahead and trace his letters as well. The next two activities come from my Hands-On to Learn preschool curriculum. This activity is the Fill It In mats, and so each of the letters look like this, and they have, you know, circles on them. What you do is you give the child some kind of manipulative, and then they fill it in. So I'm going to, for our sake here, since I'm working with my 3-year-old with special needs, I want a big manipulative, something that he's not going to try to lose, not something small that he could get in his mouth. He doesn't really put things in his mouth anymore, but you never know. So I'm going to use these. These are the little caps from the baby squeezable food jars. You know, toddlers also like them a lot. They're the squeezable food containers. So we just keep them, we wash them in the dishwasher, and then we have just a whole bunch of them. And then what I would have him do is just one-to-one kind of correspondence here. He would just take one out and fill in the dots, and then after we do it, he's going to say K. Or maybe as we're doing it, he's going to say K, K, this is a K. And it's just kind of fun. You can kind of fill them in. They're a little big, but they work just like that. And so he can fill it in and make the letter, and we can do all of the letters on here. There's a mat for each and every one. Again, you can use any manipulatives you want for this activity. You don't have to use big ones like this. In fact, another fun thing to do with the little kiddos, and it works on fine motor, is to have them use their Play-Doh, make Play-Doh into little balls, and then put the balls in here and fill it up with Play-Doh balls. And then they say the letter Q, S, and then of course if you're working on the sounds, of course you, in the corner here is a picture that has the sound, so you can work on the sounds too. U says in umbrella, U says in umbrella, You get the idea. We always repeat a lot so that they remember it. So Y, big Y, little Y, and then he can go ahead and just start filling in his Y. Again, any little manipulative will work on here. If you have little erasers, we use those. We have little pom-poms that we put magnets on, and we use those. But for him, I don't want it to be anything too little, so these caps work perfectly. Here's another set of activity mats from my Hands-On to Learn preschool curriculum. I didn't pull out all the activity mats because some of them are too hard for him, but this one and the one previously that I showed you are perfect. This one, he just takes his little race car and he races it on there, and then he tells me the letter. So what letter is this? A. A. Drive the car. Vroom, 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 vroom. A. What letter is this? C. Vroom, 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 vroom. C. Okay, you get the idea. All right. These are my alphabet trace cards. We've had these forever as well. We mostly use them for handwriting practice, but he got into them the other day and he just loved them. So I thought, well, why not? I gave him a dry erase marker, and you can see, I just kind of held his hand and I was trying to help him make the letters. So he did P and he did M. Of course, he's not that great with it because the focus is not, right now for him, is not on handwriting, but it's on just holding a marker. How do we hold it and what does it do? Oh, it makes things on a paper. So it's just getting him, he did the D. It's just getting him used to using a marker and drawing. These are just laminated cards, but we mostly have been, you can see he did T and he did B. We didn't erase them yet. So he did a few of these the other day. And oh, also I have in here, which we didn't do, but we have the numbers as well. There's empty ones, but I keep them in here because there are times when my older kids, you know, like my 5-year-old will forget how to make a letter, and then I'll just pull one of these cards out and have him trace it really quick with a dry erase marker, and then he can go ahead and make the letter on his paper or whatever he was working on making the letter on. So these cards are just great. And the same thing with numbers. If he's doing his math and he forgets like how to write a number, I just really quick grab it out. Here's the number 3. He's got 3 scoops, and he can practice making it really quick with his dry erase marker, and then he can have the number in front of him so that he can write it on his paper or whatever he's working on. So these are great for my older ones as well, and that's what they're mostly for. But we did use them the other day, and he had a lot of fun just practicing with a marker and exploring what it's like to draw on a paper. And then of course we practice the letters as well. B for ball. B.
Do L. 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 Big L. Little L. A lion. What's lion say? Roar.
Okay, I originally made these for kind of a reading intervention is what I was kind of thinking for. I used to be a grade teacher for many years, and we would do little intervention groups with just a couple of kids that needed extra help, and this was something that we did with them. And so I made these when some of my other kids were just learning to read. But these are going to be awesome for him. So what they are is, it has the letter at the beginning, and then it has pictures of things that start with that letter, and then little circles. And what they're supposed to do is they're supposed to put, well, they take one, so let's do A. They're supposed to have little manipulatives here. They slide them. So I'm going to show you that. What I used to do with them is we would practice the sounds, and we would say, alligator, apple, ant, astronaut. And it would just practice the sound of the A over and over again. Well, he's not working on the sounds, he's working on the letter, recognizing the letter. So what I'm going to do is, instead of using these, we are going to use our magnetic letters. And again, I'm going to lay them out very simply, like this. You can use lowercase or capitals, whatever you want to do. For this example, I pulled out the lowercase because I know I have a lot of lowercase a's. And what we would do then is I'm going to have him do it like this and say A, and then I'll say alligator, A. And then he will say again. He'll put it on there, and then he'll say A, and I'll say A, apple, A. Because I don't think he could say the name of these yet, all of them. But anyways, he's going to place it on there and say A. And then I'll say ant, A, astronaut. So we're going to use the actual letters, and we're going to practice it like that. So we can do it again, you know, we could do it with B. And we'll get some letters, and we'll do it with B. B, ball. B, bat. B, bear. B, buzzy bee. Okay friends, if you've seen any of my other alphabet videos, you know how very much I love using alphabet sticks. Now, normally what we do is we match alphabet sticks to, let me see, what else do I want to do? Okay. We match them to pictures that begin with the sound. So for example, we would match a sun to the S and so on. Well, since he is only working on letter names, we're gonna do a matching game where we match letters to letters. Okay, to do this activity, you need to put your alphabet sticks in Play-Doh like I have here, so you can do as many as you want. I'm going to do 4 at a time, and then you match it up with any kind of letter manipulatives you have. I am using our letter robots. They're nice and big for him to get his hands on and play with, and he's not going to lose any. All right, so then I put all of the letters that match, and I put one that does not. And then what we will do is I will say, C, C, find the C. And he will find the C and place it down. E, E, find the E. Finds the E and places it down. You get the idea. It finds the S and finds the O. I leave one in there that doesn't belong just so that when you get to the end, they have to choose between 2 letters. So there you go. That's how we would do this one. If he did a good job on those, we would take them all out and we would continue on with new letters. Again, these are the alphabet robots. I believe they are by Learning Resources. You can turn these letters into a robot. The kids love doing that. You can see how it can transform into something. Okay, I'm going to show you this activity one more time with another set of alphabet sticks and another set of letters. These alphabet sticks also come from the same curriculum that Unit 1 of my Unit 1 on alphabet of my Phonics for Reading program, but you can also get the alphabet sticks other places. I'll leave links below. There's different ones, but these ones I like to use because they also have the pictures on them. And then the manipulatives we're using are from an alphabet puzzle, a Melissa and Doug alphabet puzzle. So these are wooden letters, and again he would just match it up. D, P, A, and Z. Okay, these are examples of some of the alphabet books from that first unit of my Phonics for Reading curriculum. This is the book on letter A. So we have apple, alligator, ant. What I'm going to have him do is, if you see on each page it has the letters. Now you're supposed to say the sounds, because this particular curriculum is learning how to read. So the children would say apple. They would touch each dot, apple. Now for him, we're working on the letters. So I'm going to have him take a letter, place it on top, match the letters, and say A, apple, A. You get the idea? He would do the same thing over here. A, alligator. Now this book over here is our ABC animal book. You can print it in color like I printed this one, or you can print it in black and white. I did this one in black and white because I'm going to let him color it. And you can do the same thing with this one. Each page has a different letter. It goes through the whole alphabet, and it has an animal for each letter of the alphabet. So he is going to do like so. E, and he'll place them on there, and then we'll say elephant. And I'm going to let him color this book just for fun so he can have his very own alphabet animal book. Okay, these are the fill-it-in alphabet mats. And what we're going to do with these, we're going to use them a little bit differently than they're supposed to be used. You're supposed to fill them in with manipulatives, which you can do, and I've shown that in other videos. These come from Unit 1 of my Phonics for Reading curriculum, the unit on alphabet. But what we're going to use them for is I'm going to take a mat and we're going to place it on the floor, and we are going to use them with our alphabet bean bags. And so he's going to, for example, for the mat M, I'll place it on the floor and then give him the M, or he's going to find the M beanbag, and he has to throw it on the mat and try to make it on the mat. So M would match M, and then of course we would put O on the floor, and then he has to go use one of his alphabet beanbags. Here's the O. I would maybe give him 2 or 3 to choose from so he could find the O, and then he's going to throw it and match it on his mat. So this is going to be a lot of fun. This is one that we're going to be able to play on the floor. This is another one where he can trace the letters, and there's a picture and a word to match each letter. This is one of the books from the Pre-Kid Summer Review. It's the one on alphabet letter recognition. Instead of tracing them, we will probably go ahead and use manipulatives again to match them up. So we will say the letter. For example, we might say M, M, monkey, M, M. Let's find the M. And here I have my alphabet blocks. So he would have to take his block and place it on there. M, M. N, N, 9, N, N, and he'd place it on there. So instead of tracing, we might use it this way. O, O, O for ox, O, O, he'd place it on. You get the idea. He'd have to find the P, place it on for pig, and we just keep doing it like that. These matching games are just so wonderful for memory. Okay, this is an oldie but a goodie. These are alphabet match puzzles that I've had forever. I made these a long time ago, and you basically match them up just like this. So that's what I'm going to have him do, match them up, and then we'll say the picture. So A, apple, B. Then one of the ways we used to do it is I would give them the bottom pieces. So I put, like, for him, probably just 2 of them out here, and then give him the bottom pieces to that match, and then he would have to figure out, okay, this is B for balloon and A for apple, so this is A and this is B. And then, of course, you could do a step further and have them use a manipulative and match it up. A, B. This activity we've been using is the Little People Alphabet Zoo. I got this, oh man, 13 years ago with my oldest child, and it has all of these different animals in here that have the different letters on them. So, for example, if I can get this, the O is on the ostrich there, E is on the elephant there, can you see that? So they each have a letter on them. S is on the seal. So we say the letter, so I'll hand him the animal and I'll say S, and he'll point to it and say S, and then he has to find it on the mat, and he has to put it on the mat. And then when the kids get older, I've noticed that you can also use it for the sounds. So once they're doing the sounds, you can give it to them and say, what sound does S make? Good, for seal. And then they just match them all up on the mat. He has been loving it. This is an older toy. I think you could still find it on Amazon maybe. If not, you could probably find it on eBay. So like I said, I've had this since my oldest was a toddler. Well, he's 13 now, so I probably haven't had it that long. He probably would have been at least 1 or 2 when we got it. So maybe I've had it for, I don't know, 11 years. But it's an older one, and we really, really enjoy it.
What's that?
A.
A.
Alligator.
Let's do.
Was that supposed to be next?
E, right. E. Where's E? Elephant, yeah. What's that?
No.
E, good job. Where's the E go?
Head is down. Get him down.
Where's E go? Put it on.
I'm scared to go. It's
E, good job. Yay. C. 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 Camel. Camel. C. C. On there. C. Yay! Another one. Let's do. What's this? S. 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 Yay! What's this one?
F.
F. Good job.
job.
T.
T. Good job. Here's T. 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 Good job. Good job. What do you want to do?
D.
D. Good job. D. Dolphin. D. Dolphin. Yeah. How about? Oh, right. Oh. Oh, ostrich. Oh. Okay, this is the last activity that I took out for him to do. This one uses real pictures. So it comes with cards like this that you can practice the alphabet with that have real pictures. So real balloons, a real clock, a real drum, a real egg, real fruit. So we are going to use these. These are super fun. I love the real pictures that I used for these ones. But then there's also a matching game when once they're learning their sounds. It comes with cards like this. So here's A. The card looks like this. And then what they would do is they would use these cards with the real pictures, and they would have to find the sound, that matches, and they would place it on the mat. Well, since he's not working with sounds, I figured we could use these cards and use the empty space to match up our letters. So I might give him a couple of wooden letters and then have him match up A to the A card. Then he would match B to the B card and so on. I thought that would be really fun. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. There are so many other alphabet activities that I can do with him, but I just tried to pull out some easy ones, and we'll be using these over the next couple of weeks. I think they'll be a lot of fun. If you're looking for anything, I'll try to remember to leave links down below in the description box, and we will see you next time. Bye!